to another set of six. My name's the new, the great, and the noteworthy Rugby League outside the Heartlands. My name's Craig.
My name's Carl, and this week we've got six great stories, Craig, including a brand new team entering the Midlands Nines, a stunning kit for London Broncos, plus a very special video at the end of the show.
Have we done like a different rehearsal? I don't seem to remember a stunning kit from London Broncos. Anyway, more on that a little bit later on. Yeah, as always, Carl has been scouring the internet, speaking to all his little minions out there in the world of Rugby League, and he's pulled together six brilliant news stories that we're going to chat about today on our weekly live show. Now, before we get started, remember, you have got the capacity to comment and to get involved in the discussion, the conversation, and let us know your thoughts. Now, if you're on Instagram, it's a little bit tricky, so we don't always pick those comments up, although we will answer afterwards. But if you're on other platforms, quite often it will come through and we can share it on the screen and we can be part of the conversation. So please do, because we didn't have anybody comment on YouTube or Facebook last week. And it was like me and Carl just talking to ourselves and like as if nobody was watching. But people were and people are, I can see.
Yeah, we had great numbers last week though, didn't we? Yeah, a lot of people watching.
So that's the comment. Now, listen, whatever you do, stay with us. We have got an epic video to show you later on. Okay, so we're gonna reveal the trophy for the Midlands Nines tournament. Okay, and it's not to be missed at all. So stick with us because that's what's coming up later on. Carl, just tell us quickly, what were some of your criteria for picking the news stories this week?
Local stories to us, stories that not necessarily being picked up by the mainstream media. And then just the big stories of the week, the talking points, really, things that people really might want to get involved with and, comment on, really. Okay,
so without further ado, let's get into story one.
Right, tackle one then, Craig. So another sort of, Midlands-based story. Boston Buccaneers, who are back in the Midlands division this year, are celebrating 10 years of rugby league. So they were formed in February 2014. So this is their anniversary season, and there's going to be lots going on down at the club this year.
Yeah, Boston Buccaneers really caught my eye last couple of weeks. I've heard a lot of good things about the setup that they've got there, the facilities they've got, and as well as that, just the accommodating nature and welcoming nature of the whole team. So, really great. We're here to celebrate the good, the great, and the noteworthy. A club getting to 10 years is epic. So they definitely deserve, a great year. So good luck to Boston Bucks. Anything at all, Carl, that
Well, I spoke to their head coach, Jim. He didn't want to give too much away at this time. So they haven't sort of released everything that they're going to be doing this year. But he did tell me there's going to be plenty going on at the club this year. One thing I can reveal, they are going to have some commemorative stash available, definitely. And while I spoke to Jim, he did want to mention Mark Cleaver, who's really been a pioneer for that club. He's really drove that club forward for sort of 10 years. He is away at the minute. I think he's in Oz at the minute. But he's been a real driving force for that club. Every club has one, don't they? Somebody who's in the background just working away every season. And he's that man, and he really wanted me to sort of give him a mention. So, yeah, hats off to Mark.
Yeah, Martin Cleaver, a cut above the rest. So, see what I did with my little pun. Brilliant. Not the only club, Carl, that's celebrating 10 years this year.
No, Sherwood Wolfhunt. I think we mentioned that the other week, didn't we? They're having an anniversary dinner. So that's 10 years for them. It's good just to see Midlands clubs becoming established, really. They're not new teams. These teams have been around for years now. And, like I said, they're back in the Midlands as well. So this year feels like a celebratory year where everyone's just come back. It's going to be a cracking season. Can't wait.
Obviously, Telford had their 20th season last season.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, you led the marketing on the Telford Raiders for quite a while, and you used it as a bit of a vehicle to help promote the club and all that kind of stuff. Can you share some tips, advice for people involved in clubs that have got a significant anniversary coming up or significant news?
I tell you, the biggest thing that it did for the Raiders, it got all the old boys back.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, yeah, you. Yeah, and they had the formation of their Masters team.
Yeah.
So if that's just one thing that can come out of it for a club. It's great news, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
But yeah, like I say, people want to be involved as well. When you start saying, "Oh, the club's been around now for 10 years, this is anniversary year," people just seem to flock back, and it was like, "Oh, well, I was part of that club in its 10-year history. Even if I'm just going to come down and have a drink and socialise, and some old players might come back and play, I'm sure it'll be a great season for them."
Yeah, okay. So from a club that's got a decade of history to a relatively new club. So tackle 2, Cal.
Yeah, tackle 2. And breaking news, Craig. There's the yellow banner again.
Yes. Yeah.
This was actually announced yesterday. So the Stafford Quantums are the latest team to be announced that are entering the Midlands 9. So they have entered into the men's social tournament, which is really just starting to take shape now. There's some great teams in there. But yeah, the Quantums, what a success story they've been. They're into the second year this year. However many millions of views they've had on videos on Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah, they're not just going to be playing at their home ground this year. They've decided they're going to spread the rugby league gospel even further, and they're going to spread the game farther afield in Staffordshire this year.
Yeah, and a little bit of a rebrand, isn't it? I tell you what I like about the sort of evolution of the Staffordshire Quantums is that they got started. Quite often we put stuff off until it's perfect. We want it to be perfect before we launch it. And they were like, you know what? Let's just go. We've got a group of lads all keen to play rugby league. Let's just get going. And they did, and they were quite happy just to play a few games. Weren't really that bothered about the score. You know what I mean? Really laid heavily into the social aspect of it. Wanted to teach their host union club that it was actually an asset and they should take care of it and invest in it. And that's what they did. And now, once they've got going, there's a great phrase, great quote, this end of season quotes.
Go on.
You can't steer a parked car. You've got to get going before you can start to steer it and move it around. And that feels like that's what Staffordshire Quantums have done to great effect. So comments on the kit, Carl.
Oh, it's a very iconic kit, isn't it? There's rumours knocking around the Midlands that they've signed a PNG international.
Is that right?
Well, read into that what you will. But yeah, great kit. They've strengthened the branding this year. They've incorporated the Staffordshire logo into it. They had the Quantum logo, didn't they, last year? They've strengthened that. And you know what? The Quantums are here this year to be to make the numbers up.
No,
I've spoken to them quite a lot, and there's a lot of focus in sort of bringing in a bigger player pool, and I think they want to be competitive this year. Watch this space.
Have they got aspirations of moving up to eBay? Something sold to move up to the next league. Some kind of quantum leap, perhaps.
I don't think they're sort of ready for that yet, but I think that is going to be their end goal. And it's great to see them in the Midlands Nines as we continue to grow this tournament. I'm sure they'll bring plenty of energy, and it's going to be great.
Another interesting thing from Quantums is the age of this year's captain, who was putting a blog post together on the Midlands Nines website. If you've not been, go and have a look. We release news on there every week. It really caught my eye. So talk to us a bit about.
Yeah, Lewis McHale, just 17 years old last year in Quantum's opening season. He's going to captain the side this year. So that's great to see, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just back in youth. You know what I mean? And it's no longer something where it's time served. You know what I mean? And unless you're like an old fuddy-duddy or whatever, you don't get a look in. If you're performing on the pitch and all that, I'm all about results-based stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's quality.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing a Quantum Mania rock up at the Midlands Nines. It's going to be a great start to the season.
Just whilst we're talking about the Quantums and obviously the Midlands Nines, just remember that we have got this trophy reveal at the end of the video. So I'm going to bang on about it because it's something you're not going to want to miss. Okay, let's crack on.
Tackle 3 then. London Broncos finally released their away kit, and I have to say, Craig, it's an absolute stunner. So it's a throwback to the old kits of the 90s, so 96 to sort of 98. They had this, I think it was sort of taking inspiration from the original Harlequins kit. But they mixed in the sort of a new sort of colour scheme back in the 90s, didn't they? And for me, it's like a feel-good shirt, this is, because it takes you back to the sort of the glory years, if you would, of the Martin Afire, Sean Edwards, Tulson Tollett, Renoff, all those players, sort of iconic players who played for London back in the day. They've gone back to that colour scheme, and I think it's a great shirt.
I do like it as a shirt. By the way, we have done a supplementary shirt review from all the shirts that weren't out when we did our Super League and Championship shirt review. Really popular videos that we did recently. So make sure you kind of check our YouTubes and social media and all that kind of stuff for that. But back onto this shirt. I do like it. Don't get me wrong. There certainly won't be any clashes on the pitch. You know what I mean? There's not going to be a need for a second kit. I like the big white, what looks like a George Cross down the middle. I like that. But I can see it working on the pitch. I don't think I'll be running out to buy it.
What do you think about the shirt? The fact that it doesn't have a sponsor on there.
Yeah, it does seem to be missing something. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't help that the brand is in the center of the chest as well. You know what I mean? It's like.
I think it adds to it. The fact that it doesn't have a sponsor, I think, adds to that shirt. I think that's what makes a shirt. I think it's class. Absolutely class. Okay, well, with all the other shirts, we have rated them out of 10, Cal. So what are you going to give this shirt? For me, it's strong. It's strong. It's up there. It's not quite to lose, but it's nearly is.
It's not. That's nowhere near to lose.
It is. That is. And the masses of fans that follow us will disagree with you. I think that is a strong 8 out of 10 for me.
Right. I want to hear what people are saying about this shirt in the comments, because we've obviously got a little bit of. Not that I'm saying I've got a great fashion sense, because it's well renowned that my fashion sense is shocking. But I won't be rushing out to buy it and wear it. You know what I mean? I just won't. But I'm going to give that. I won't give it the traditional 7 that I give every shirt that I can't make a decision on. So I'm going to give it a 6. I'm going to err on the.
That's terrible.
It's not terrible. I think that's a fair score. And I'd be interested, 10, like we said, to hear what other people are saying. So what are you saying?
It's an 8, high 8 for me. That's a decent shirt.
Oh, can I just say we got our first comment? Yeah, this is what we get to do. Look, Matt Williscroft, how are you doing? Hope you're good. Speaking of the Quantums,
not a fan. Is he talking about his own shirt there, or the London shirt?
No, he's on about his young captain. So he's not a fan. He's not a fan of his young captain there. Matt, thank you very much for being the first person to comment there, because I've been wanting to share this. He's given it 2.
2.
Bloody hell. What's your thoughts on that?
He's got no taste, has he?
Okay. He's also said that ours is iconic, so he's talking about his shirt.
Yeah, it's iconic. Nothing like PNG.
Okay, that's anything else to say about that, Cal?
No, I think we'll move on to tackle 4, I think.
Yeah, okay, so tackle 4. So moving up to the Super League, and actually comments from well over the water then. So tell us about it.
So the Mole, you may have seen the Mole on Twitter. He's like Banksy. Nobody knows who he is. Probably, well, unless you're in Australia, you probably know who he is. But the Mole has backed Burgess for success at Warrington this year. So that's a sort of interesting sort of comment to come up with. He predominantly sort of has a lot of inside knowledge on sort of signings that are happening in the NRL, Super League, and things like that. He's a man in the know. So if the Moles back Burgess for success, what do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I think they'll do well. I think they'll do all right. I don't think there's been massive changes on the pitch. I know Sam Burgess has come in and all this kind of stuff. But my opinion. My opinion is, when Warrington had a great run start of last season. When they got to middle of the season, towards the back end, it just seemed like they started to capitulate that word.
Yep.
because of pressure. Whether it was the pressure they were feeling from their fans, the pressure of maintaining that, that run. Everybody was saying, is it Warrington's year? All this kind of stuff. And I felt like the pressure got to him because there was class on the pitch, but it didn't come through into their playing style and the results. And I'm wondering if it's going to be a similar kind of thing. And the fact that Sam Burgess has come in and everybody's, tipping him to do really well, it's going to add that level of pressure again. So I'm not sure.
Well, as soon as Warrington start losing games, the pressure will be on Burgess, won't it?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it's going to come on him big time. But maybe he'll absorb that. Maybe that's what sort of character he is as a head coach. Maybe he'll take the sort of pressure on his shoulders, and that'll alleviate from his players. So it may work in their favour. It's going to be interesting to see what type of coach he is.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. So just to be clear, what the Mole sort of said was that I think he agreed that Wigan, he's expected to have a clean sweep and do, untouchable this year with the recruitment.
Probably agree with.
And what he's saying is Warrington will finish above Saints. So which is it'll be a great result for them. They're going to have to be good, and especially with sort of Catalan kicking the hell out of them as well. So
first fixture is Catalan away, so it can't get any harder for Warrington to start the season. That'll be a great test.
Yeah, it will. Okay, so. Anything else? What do you think, Carl? What's your take on it?
Warrington's just a difficult one, isn't it? Like exactly the same as you said. They start really strong every year. They start like a house on fire most years, don't they? And then they seem to have a mid-season blow up and leave themselves too much to do. But yeah, for me, this is the story of the Super League this year. Just to see how Burgess transforms himself into a coach, because we're all big fans of his, aren't we? What he's done in the game. So this next chapter opening, and it's on British soil, and we get to see what he's going to do with Warrington. Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, Sam Burgess, definitely. We love him because he was an absolute gladiator on the pitch, and that's a nice little segue.
Oh, you've absolutely nailed that one, haven't you?
Carl.
So tackle 5 then. Raiders on Gladiators. So Zoe Macintosh, the former physio of the Telford Raiders, was on Gladiators this week. Great little story for one of our local clubs to sort of make the headlines again. So Zoe used to be a paramedic in Telford, and now I think she works for like operations within the Black Country. Still lives in Telford. And she was on Gladiators this week. She did get knocked out in the second round. She made it through the power ball, which is a little bit like rugby. That's the one where you've got to run and drop the balls in, and the Gladiators try and tackle you. So she made it through that, but then she was knocked out in the second heat. But great to see somebody on TV.
Yeah, well, we did have a little chat with Zoe, and she told us that out of all the Raiders, that you spent the most time on the physio couch, Carl. What have you got to say about that?
No comment.
Is it true? Is there a little bit of truth in that or not?
No, I'll never get injured, me.
You got wiped out in the freaking Harry Jepson final, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but you don't get on physio bench for a head injury. You just get carted off these days. So.
Yeah, you do.
Worth mentioning actually, her dad took part in Gladiators back in the 90s.
All right, yeah, a little bit of a. Yeah, a little bit of a. That's obviously one of the driving forces for her wanting to go on the show.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I'll throw it back to you here, Craig. Who's your favourite gladiator back in the 90s?
Well, there's only one, isn't there?
Wolf.
It fucking weren't Wolf. It was Jet. 100% Jet. Please get in the comments and tell us who your favourite gladiators was. I'm actually friends with a gladiator.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, he was called what was he called? Shocker or something like that on the telly.
Hurricane one. Tornado.
He was called Tornado. Yeah. So I was good friends with Tornado.
Not that good friends because you can't remember which gladiator he was.
I can't remember his freaking name. It was like Shocker or something. Anyway, so great little news story. Cal, what I will say is if there's other little stories like this on the fringes of rugby league, and perhaps even people involved in the sport, like Zoe, physio, took care of the Raiders every weekend, come rain and shine, you know what I mean, and really did a great job. And it's great to give her a bit of a recognition, and also for that little bit of rugby league to be featured on national TV. So let us know. Keep us updated with all your little bits of news. Okay, speaking of TV, our next story is all about TV and all about streaming.
Yeah, Super League goes live, and we're just one tackle away now, Craig, from the big reveal.
Oh, yeah,
Can we hype it up anymore?
Enticing.
Yeah, Super League has announced its new deal. Well, not a new deal, new streaming service, the Super League Plus. So every single Super League game is going to be on some sort of TV this year, which is absolutely brilliant to see. Yeah. So the details were released today. So the prices are as follows: £19.99, £19.99.
So it's like what is it called?
20 quid. It's 20 quid for a month. £129.99, £130 for the annual subscription, but that is £100 if you're a Super League season ticket holder. And then they're still going to be doing the odd game where so you can pick a single match for £6.99 or £9.99.
Yeah, we spoke to the head of media at the RFL,
Andy Wilson.
Before we started this show. We're going to put that out across our social media. He's got some really interesting stuff to say. What you will pick up on is the fact that he is so excited about this, and probably rightly so, because it just means that Rugby League has got the greatest coverage this year. And of course, he's very, very quick to sort of suggest that there might be a couple of little teething problems. But look, let's not do the usual Rugby League thing where we batter anything that doesn't quite work first time round. You know what I mean? Let's give it a chance to bed in and settle down, because we want to be able to see these games. We want to be able to see these games in other parts of the world, if perhaps on holiday and all this kind of stuff. And we've been assured that there is nothing basic about this streaming.
No.
There's nothing basic about this coverage. Carl put it to, well, I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah, I put it to Andy. Are we going to be receiving a subscription service that's a one fixed camera on a pitch with no commentary? He said, absolutely not. It's going to be multiple camera angles, high-end production, sort of Sky TV production, full commentary, multiple camera angles. I'm really looking forward to it. It's another great avenue for Super League, and it's Rugby League modernising this is. I think IMG have done a good job so far. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. And what I like about this is we're almost keeping Rugby League money in Rugby League, aren't we?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Which is not, we haven't mentioned this before, but if we can get a lot of people subscribing to these, even if it's just one-off games, every now and again, that money will go straight into Super League, and I'm not sure you could say that about other coverage.
No, if you were on Amazon or something like that, everybody would be taking their chunk of the pie, wouldn't they? But yeah, this is Super League's own dedicated streaming service, so it's great. I can't wait for it, to be honest with you.
I got, when we was chatting to Andy, I did get the feeling that there's plenty of other stuff in the wings as well, waiting to get kind of announced and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I think they're working on a BBC free-to-air deal. Still might get something with Championship and League One. We've got the Sportsman still. There's never been so much Rugby League on TV.
So again, over to you lot. So just let us know what you think. Will you be signing up? Is 130 quid a year? Does it seem a lot of money? Will you just opt for the? It's key to say that the shows that are aired on Sky Sports will end up on Super League Plus.
Yep.
It'll just be 40 hours later or whatever.
Yeah. For the people who pay the Sky subscription. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple of things. Trophy reveal coming up. Don't go anywhere. But before that, Carl, we need to have a little bit of a look forward to things that are coming up that people can expect from our YouTube channel, social media, and all that kind of stuff. So, what we got?
So, next podcast episode, which is going to be a phone-in podcast for this very reason, we've got the Dublin Exiles coming on the show, which I'm really looking forward to speaking to. I've been sort of chatting to them on WhatsApp and things like that. So Richard Egan and Alex Duff are going to be coming on from the Dublin Exiles. So I can't wait to do that episode. That'll be a fortnight's time, or you're away for a week. So yeah, we'll be back with a fortnight's time. We've got the British Army going to be coming on the podcast. Got Emily White representing the women's army, and Alan Boyle, who's going to be representing the men. So we've got that's going to be perfect for you. I'm sure you'll fit in with those guys straight away. And then Team Colostomy, I've got Giovanni coming on from Team Colostomy, so I'm looking forward to catching up with them as well soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to chatting to all three of those, organizations. The one that really catches my attention all the time, though, is Team Colostomy, because they're just everywhere. You know what I mean? And they really, really work hard to get the name out and to create a space where, if you don't know much about them, go and have a look online, and you'll soon see that there is just what seems to be like a constant flow of players into the Team Colostomy, group, and they just head off, play lots of games and all this kind of stuff. Really, really active across all channels.
Yeah, and they're a former guest of ours, Lizzie Ranstead, who was playing in a mixed Team Colostomy at the time. She's helping to form a women's team now as well. So yeah, they're going to have a men's, women's, and a mixed team. And they've just delved into wheelchair rugby league as well. So these are all things that I can't wait to speak to them about.
The great little comment there. Must have been paying attention. Alex Duff just saying, looking forward to it, man. Yeah, Alex. Yeah, really looking forward to having a conversation with you and learning about the Dublin Exiles as well. So thanks for commenting.
Yep. Cheers, Alex.
Okay, and the next thing to look forward to, other than the trophy reveal coming in a minute, don't go anywhere, is obviously our next episode that goes live on Thursday, Carl. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this is it's an episode you went. You was down Lincolnshire, weren't you? And you've recorded an episode with the newest club in the Midlands, the Deepin Ducks, the team with the best branding I've ever seen. Mighty Ducks style. So brand new team. You went down, and how did it go, Craig? That drops Thursday, doesn't it?
Yeah, that'll go live 6:00 on Thursday. It was a great episode. I mean, it's not, it was like last minute, get there, let's get something recorded. So it's very raw, a bit of heckling going on in the rugby club and plenty of coffee getting made and the coffee machine blasting out. But it was a good laugh. But really interesting to learn more about this new club, fledgling club, should I say, and learn more about Deepin Rugby Union organisation who've kind of hosting it. What was really good was two things really good. You'll learn about where this club came from, and they had nothing but great things to say about another league team in the vicinity. But also the fact that their union organisation were just like all over it. They were like, this is what we want to do. We're really keen. We've got a nucleus of 8 players, and you know what I mean? And the union team was like, bang, let's get it going and throw a bit of something at it. So if you're in the Deepin area, Peterborough area, Market Deepin or wherever, then and you want to give rugby league a go, or you're dusting off the boots or whatever, then give them a shout, get involved. I'm sure they're going to have a great crack this year. Yeah,
it's great just to see sort of 3 teams Lincolnshire way. It's becoming a new sort of hotbed of rugby league, isn't it? We've got the Lions formed last year, Boston Bucks, very well established club, and now we've got Deepin as well. So it's becoming a new hotbed of rugby.
Yeah, and I've said for a while that's what we need. Is we don't need clubs like each point of the bloody compass miles from. We need clubs within a close region, so we can have local rivalries. That was a massive trend last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It just gives them that little bit of a break from hours and hours of traveling when they play. If they can just get down the road and have a game, that can only be good. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, get it on.
Right, okay, so we're going to do our little trophy reveal. Now, we've put a bit of blood, sweat and tears into this, and Carl's been working really hard, and he's created a trophy, or had a trophy created for the Midlands Nines tournament that he feels is fitting for such an occasion. Carl, talk to us a little bit about why you chose something this size, this weight, and custom made like this.
Well, I'm all about branding. Yeah, if you don't know me by now from watching this show, everything has to look right. Everything has to look professional, which is what we try to do with the Nines. We want to raise the bar a little bit, don't we? We've put ourselves out there now. We've got to land this tournament. It's got to be successful, and everything we're trying to do is to make it as professional as it possibly can. So yeah, we've gone with a trophy. It's mimics the logo that we designed, and I'm pleased with it, and I think it's something that people will want to win, something that people want to have in their clubhouse.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll wrap up shortly. So make sure you tune in next week for the set of 6.
No, you're away on holiday.
Yeah, I'm away on holiday. I still might be able to do something. So without further ado, coming to a trophy cabinet near you, the Midlands Nines Rugby League Tournament trophy.
Show